I'm going to use this tutorial to explain something to you about GPU acceleration. Now, I'm guessing most of you will know about GPU acceleration, but I'm also guessing that there will be some who aren't so familiar with this term and how it operates within Vegas Pro 12. Just before I get started, I want to explain why I'm talking about GPU acceleration in this tutorial. It's because I've just come across an issue with it on my laptop that you might want to know about as well. That said, by the time you are watching these tutorials, it might very well be that Sony have fixed this issue and it won't actually be an issue for you at all. But just in case they haven't and the problem persists, let me walk you through what I've discovered. First of all, let me just talk about what GPU acceleration is. And to do this, if I explain that by running a video editing program such as Vegas without GPU acceleration, then you working with the program will mean that any processing, such as rendering, that takes place will have to be done by your CPU, i.e. the engine that runs your PC. Whereas by contrast, if you've got a graphics card that is supported by Vegas Pro, and the amount of graphics cards that are supported is increasing all the time, then any of these extra functions that you want to apply, such as rendering or adding effects, etc., that would ordinarily be CPU intensive, well, they are now shifted over to your graphics card. And therefore, by using GPU acceleration, i.e. using the graphic processing unit on your graphics card, then you save all the strain on your PC CPU. So of course it goes without saying that if you have this function enabled because you are running a compatible graphics card, then this of course will be the way to go. However, there is an issue, as I've said. During the last couple of tutorials where I was dragging in a video clip over to our trimmer window, my laptop crashed 4 or 5 times. Each time it crashed, a warning message popped up explaining that the GPU had failed for some reason. As a result, by turning off the GPU acceleration, then no more problems occurred. However, rather bizarrely, from that point on, even though I can switch my GPU acceleration back on, as of yet, today, I haven't had any crashing problems. So it might well be that you just simply need to switch the GPU acceleration off on your system and then back on again if you are having any issues as well. I'll show you what happened. I've got my GPU acceleration switched off at the moment, and because I have got it switched off, then of course I'm able to do this. I can go up to my clip here that was recently imported, left click on it and drag to the right into the window here so that I could trim it. And of course I now have no problems because my GPU acceleration is switched off. As you can see, there is my preview. Now just to remove it from my trimming window here, if I click on here, this removes it from view. It doesn't delete it from my system, don't panic. Incidentally, there is another way of bringing this over into my trimming window. If I right click on my thumbnail view of it here and there choose that top option, this will of course allow me to view it in the trimmer. Okay, easy enough. Now let me close that down as well. I'll click here once more. Right, that's with my GPU acceleration switched off. If I want to switch it back on again, well, all I need to do is come up to options here on my menu bar and then roll right down to the bottom there where it says preferences. And now I'll see this dialog box made up of around about 10, maybe 12 tabs there. Well, to get at my GPU acceleration to be able to switch it on or off, then I need to click on this tab, Video. And then here, where it says GPU acceleration of video processing, well, in the field just to its right, as you can see, it's set to off. But if I click on the drop reveal there, then I can choose my graphics card installed on my laptop. And there it is, my GeForce option. So I'll select it and then run right down to the bottom of this dialog box and click on OK. And now I'll see this message informing me that I need to restart Vegas Pro for this processing change to take place. As you can see, as it says there, for one or more of these changes to take effect, the application must be shut down and restarted. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and I'm going to pause the screen recording whilst I restart. Okay, now we're done. Remembering now, my GPU acceleration is set to on, therefore allowing Vegas Pro to take advantage of the graphic processing of my graphics card. So let me bring a video clip in. I'll run up to File and then down to Import, and then by flying out to the right and choosing my top option, I can navigate and find a particular video clip I want to bring in. Now I'll just choose one at random. I'll go for this one and click on Open. Okay, so there it is. There's my thumbnail of it. Now, do remember what I said right at the beginning of this tutorial. I was having problems with this. When my GPU acceleration was switched on, as it is now, if I tried to bring this clip over to my trimming window, then I would crash the system. But since I've switched it off and then switched it back on again, I don't appear to be having any problems. So do try this out if you are experiencing the same issues. To prove it's now working, I'll left click on my clip and then drag and drop over in my trimming window. Okay, success, no problems now. I'll click on here to remove it, and I'll try using the other method as well. So I'll come back over to my thumbnail, right click, and choose my top option there to allow me to send it to my trimming window, and there you go, no problems. Okay, easy enough. But as I say, I wanted to talk you through this, not only because you might have the issue as well, but also so that you can see how we can switch on our GPU acceleration should we need to, or if we want to, we can switch it off as well. And we've also learnt a little bit about what GPU acceleration is.